Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing today, man?
Fine. All ready to cut this Division 3 match.
Yes, so very good evening to all you people who are currently inside Twitch chat. Welcome to another week of Div 3 matchups. Tonight we have two teams going head to head for their week 3 match. Tonight it is going to be TM going up against JLOSA. That is the Teme Machines going up against the International Justice League of Super Acquaintances. That is a very long name and I have no idea how to refer to them later on, but it does look like most of them are already in the server. Have you followed any other matches apart from your own?
If you're talking about Division 3, right, so far, frankly speaking, I have not. But
That's fine.
I do know a few players in these teams, I guess, like from Parks and such.
Yeah.
But most of them, not really. They're quite unknown to me.
Okay, no worries. We'll just have to look at them together. But yeah, I mean, in the meantime, just waiting for them to sort things out. I don't think they have like the config up and loaded yet, though. They're not using an AF server, so shame on them for not using an AF server. But
Indeed.
yeah, so just gonna hop in and can start watching them start fragging each other. Tonight, of course, we are going to be having two maps, CP Gully Wash as well as Snakewater. That is going to be the map pool for the week 3 matches. So just gonna hop in and watch the DM.
Yeah.
So I mean, you mentioned that you know some of the players here. So, like, how do you think that they will perform for their division?
For the blue team, I have seen Scones on the scout role that he's playing so far, as well as a bit of Nettle Beans medic. For the red team, I know Cabbage quite well. I've seen him playing quite a few parts, here and there. However, I've mostly seen him play scout. So right now, I believe he's playing pocket. So that's something that I've not really seen so far. But I mean, given how looks like we're starting, so I guess we'll leave it to another time to talk to it.
Yeah,
wow,
I think they're just setting up the configs.
Oh right, okay. Well, I mean, what I was saying, Cabbage's pocket, I've not really seen him play a lot of that. But talking about his experience, his in parks, I believe he'll make a pretty decent pocket. For Smishy, I've seen him play a bit here and there as well. So I mean, I only know like two players on each of these teams. But if we are talking about like what do I think about which team will probably like win this match, I would probably bet my money on the Justice people.
The Justice people. Right, so we're just gonna have to see how it plays out later on. They're just removing the people who are in spec, who are not supposed to be in spec. Just kicking them off the server. I don't know if we have, we can bring in an admin to actually do that for us. We may actually be able to. But yeah, just waiting on them to ready up and sort things out. So, I mean, Div 3 is a very interesting division because we have no idea what to expect. Especially what we saw like previously.
Yeah.
And they are just going to be starting straight away. We are going to be going live. This is the Shana server, so there is not going to be any setup time. So here we go, going through the rosters really quickly for the side of Teme Machine. The medic is going to be Nettlebay. Nuku is going to be a Merc. That is the demo man currently on screen. The Roamer is going to be Spud. Dracom is going to be the Pocket. Another Merc. The two scouts are going to be Scone and Rada. That is going to be the very long name that you see right there on the blue side, the Scout. So midfight, of course, going to be on the way. Spud going to take down Cabbage of Love right there with him trading off as well. Quite a number of people going to be joining from the side of the Justice League with Nettle Bay getting taken down to 20 odd health, but he's going to be up and well. Midpoint, of course, does look like it's going to go into the hands of TM. So quite a bit of a messy fight, yeah.
Yeah, so like we see right now, the blue team has just gotten the mid. So right now Ubers are even, so hopefully the red team will be able to defend it, which I would like to see them do, and they currently are. But the red team looks like their combo is being stuck out. Oh man, and red medic was so close to Uber. But I mean, great play on the blue team to realize that they probably had a slight disadvantage given the red medic was backing out and probably not healing. So they capitalized on that, which gave them advantage. But I mean, they don't really look like they are winning the fight all that convincingly. I mean, it's 3v3 and, well, scouts are probably one of the best classes in the game, but the demo line's a nice spike on the red scout. Yeah, the red soldier is in low.
Again! Oh, Nettlebait! Oh, he makes it out. Yeah, he grabs the health pack and makes it out through the choke. Does look like most of the blue players are going to be at the front line with 2 players down for the side of the Justice League. As of right now, no off-classing. They're not holding the final point as of yet. We do see the scout inside river alongside the soldier just spamming down those rockets at the players from the side of TM. He's just going to be backing out, grabbing that small little health pack. I do believe this is Cabbage of Love. Going to be backing out, getting lots of damage done to him, going to get finished off inside river.
Nice.
But the demo man for the side of TM does get taken down as well. That is Nuku the Merc for the side of TM. Gonna have Scones under the point right now, going up against a random dude, trying to get the frags down, but they're just spamming and just tickling each other. Eventually, random dude does go down, so that is gonna be Scones under the point for his team. No sneaky strats going down. No, just
yeah,
going
it
back
seems to be backing right out. Yep. So
yeah.
Currently 5v5 here right now, but the blue team has used their Uber, but the red team doesn't seem. Okay, so right now they just paused it and
but
nice
nobody's
shot on
watching the
Scones to
point.
distract them. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that was a really good play on the scouts, but the red team probably were thinking like, hey, we got so much of a better Uber than them, let's go ahead and try and chase them. But I mean, they probably just got distracted by that, and Scones just used that to his advantage to capture the point, so well played on him.
Yep, very good play coming up from Scones indeed, capping the point secretly for his team. Mid-fight, of course, going to go on the way once again. Got to follow the gunman this time around. Going to be making his way to the front line. Going to try to spam down those stickies as well as pipes onto the entirety of TM players. TM going to be taking quite a lot of damage, with Smishy being the first one to bite the dust during the mid-fight. The other scouts right there just trying to work together and flank and just trying to do anything at all. The demo man going to get finished off. Scones and Nuku go down. The other scout inside, Big Dog, going to get finished off as well, and that is going to be a tactical pause.
Indeed. From what I saw that mid, I mean, the red soldier has some really nice aggression. He jumped up on the blue side, but the red team was. I'm not sure why the red team didn't follow up on his damage. Probably a miscomm, or they were distracted by something. I didn't quite catch that. But the red soldier got focused really well by the blue team, and after that, without Aroma, they just got the blue team slowly started to spam across the point and push the red team out, while getting frags on, of course, the scout and the pocket and the demo. So right now, I mean, luckily the medic got out alive. Probably, there will be even Ubers, but given the numbers as of now, I don't think the red team will probably defend. We just have to see what they want to do.
So I'm pretty sure that, I mean, what they should be doing is going back to last, hold on to last, because there's no point. You only have a scout. Pretty long respawn time on the other scout, 19 seconds. 5 seconds, of course, for the 2 solis. The Demoman at a whopping 10 seconds, and midpoint, of course, is going to go easily into the hands of TM. Just losing 2 players during that mid-fight exchange. With all the other players spawning in right now for the side of the Justice League. Yeah, there they are. They're just going to be backing out to defend last spud. They're just going to be jumping up to check for any sneaky solid plays right there. They're going to make their way into the river right now. Nuku going to be up front together with the Solly, just spamming down the damage onto the people who dare to peek their face out. Oh, that is not a good Uber. That is not a good Uber at all. But for the side of the Justice League, they pop theirs as well, and they're all the way up in the front lawn with the medic and the other people all the way behind. There's no one watching the last point, and that is going to be another point for them.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting pop by the blue team. I mean, the demo was a call out here, but I wouldn't have agreed with the pop right there. But I mean, strangely, the red team popped as well. I'm not sure why, probably to defend the second point, but I mean, they didn't use the Uber obviously to defend the second point in time, so that sneaky back cap again, I mean, they really need to watch their flanks if they want to start getting back into the game.
That's right, mid-fight's going to go on the way once again. Just going to watch Demoman start to spam his damage down. Going to get quite a bit of damage done to himself as well. Going to eat all that spam to his forehead. The medic going to be inside choke, trying to keep everyone up, and well, the Justice League players not too keen on rushing forward blindly. They're just hanging far back off the point, and already halfway through the capture time up, and 2 players down for the side of TM with 2 down for the side of Justice League as well, but they're just not interested in capturing that middle point. They were standing so far back, and there we go. Midpoint goes to the hands of the Justice League with with the hands of TM, with the Justice League players pushing back right now. Both medics do have that Uber charge, with Nettlebane currently at 51 health. Going to be backing out to the second point with aggressive bomb coming in from the Solly, but just not quite successful. The medic is still alive, and the Solly does get taken down. That is going to be Smishy down. Both medics do trade their Uber at choke, and The flash is not really going down for the side of the red medic though. He's just blindly flailing about. He is gonna have no choice but to back out. The only person up gonna be, well, the scout right now. And not anymore. That is gonna be a full wipe for the side of the Justice League with TM making their way back to the midpoint.
Yeah, that was rather unfortunate by the red medic. I think he didn't really mean to drop his players, obviously, but I think all of them were flashed at, unfortunately, the very wrong timings. Very unfortunate for the red team. So, I mean, right now the blue team has 60% advantage, which is pretty big going by competitive terms. So, hopefully we'll see the red team pull off some off classes just to delay for the demo man to respawn, which he will right as of now.
But yeah, once again, no off classes. Oh, aggressive Solomon coming in, trying to get the pick down to the medic, but doesn't quite get his shots to connect. Once again, Smishy bites the dust with those very daring attempts on the medic's life, but he just doesn't quite get it. And now, you know, the Justice League players are going to be one Solly down. The aggressive bomb is going to be coming in all shiny. There's heavy. Going to try and take down this Solly, but it's just not enough. And they're just going to try to be stacking the point. TM Spud going to be dropping down, going up against the Solly, the Scouts, and that is just going to be it. Another point into the hands of TM.
Yeah, that was really weird. I mean, I saw the Red Devil Man BJ go heavy. I mean, yeah, Div 3, I expected to see some shenanigans, but none quite like that. I mean, you know, probably some off-classing here and there, but not the demo off-classing to heavy. So
yeah,
we'll see what they plan to do with that. As of now, the red team and the blue team are advancing to mid. Red team soldier jumping onto the middle point, getting a lot of spam damage onto the blue team, and nice. The red scout is trying to follow up, but he's not really receiving support from his team until now. So the red team is getting a lot of high ground, forcing out the blue team, and yeah, it's pretty good evaluation by them. From what I saw, they did differently from their mates. Is they actually follow up on their rumors damage, their scouts, but in particular Vision Ross. Very good to see they are starting to adapt to the mates, and it's paying well for them.
Yeah, very good plays coming up from the Justice League indeed, but TM! Oh, Dracon comes flying in, getting a pick down on so many people, absolutely demolishing the push coming up from the Justice League, the Scout, the MGE on the point, and he does not make it. A full wipe for the Justice League,
yeah.
Wow.
And that was kind of surprising. I mean, they did really well to try and protect their medic for the initial picks, but once Dracon came in, I think he managed to not only to kill their medic, but their players were probably too clumped up around their medic, causing them to take the same rocket and spam damage, which allowed the blue scout to come in and kill them pretty easily. Yeah.
That is going to be the point going back into the hands of the Justice League. And going back into the hands of the Justice League, and the TM players just standing around choke right now, just trying to spam through the doorway, and just the demo man just blindly firing, couldn't do anything at all. Sticky traps get detonated, and Spud bites the dust. Rowan, of course, going to be moving forward, trying to spam down big door. Apart from that, nothing much going on as of yet. The Justice League players just going to be capping back that midpoint. With the TM players dropping one by one, the only person up being the medic with the scout scones all the way at the next point. And they're just going to be backing out because they don't really have much to contest with. No, actually they are just going to stand their ground with the aggressive bomb coming from Rowan, just getting finished off up top. Both medics are going to be holding on to that overcharge. And it does look like there was a slight roster shuffle for the side of the Justice League. Scouts have shifted onto Solly, and the medic has swapped place with the Demo Man. Uber's are, of course, going to be popped right now. The side for TM do fade first, and it does look like this next point is going to go into the hands of the Justice League, with TM just backing out.
Yeah, indeed. I didn't really catch very well what happened there on the second point. I mean, all I knew is that the two teams Ubered, but it seemed like the blue team Ubered a lot earlier and allowed the red team to get 2 picks of their longer Uber time. So that's how they got the second point, which means right now the Ubers are relatively even on the side of both teams. But we do have a off class by I believe that's Cabbage for the Justice League.
Yeah,
he's running Sniper, so let's try and get a vision on him. Hopefully, we'll see whether he can get some picks with the blue team on Engineer, having an Engineer to try and defend that point.
Yeah, so I mean, they're not really holding the lower lobby that well. They have already pushed in. The Ubers, of course, have been popped for the blue medic as well as the red medic, the gunman, just gonna be backing out. He's so low. He's getting tossed about by the players from TM and finally getting finished off. The only person up is gonna be Cabbage right now. He's just sniping a lower lobby, and that's not gonna cut it. And that is gonna be another full wipe for the Justice League. And TM just can't push out on free reign.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, what I think that most teams in Div 3, I mean, even those teams in Div 2 sometimes make is that when you push into the last point, you just don't get enough intel on what's the opposing team set up. And like you just saw, they just got instantly, what, 2 picks free to the red team by that sentry gun, which could have probably been averted if the scout just would try and peek in a bit and tell their teammates what was really going on at the last point. But right now, I mean, the red team is being really aggressive, trying to get the blue medic, and the scouts are doing a lot of work. But the blue scouts, even though their medic just died, but they're cleaning up pretty well on the red team. So probably after this, yeah, they will have the numbers at with a 40% Uber advantage for the red team. So the blue. The mid point will probably go to the blue team, but I expect the red team to come and contest really soon.
Oh, yeah, no, the demo is gonna get finished off. The medic, of course, gonna get singled out. Oh, the Ubersaw comes out. That is gonna be a plus 25 for the side of the Justice League. There's just gonna be another pause going down because Nettle's microphone broke. Right. So, I mean, so far the current score is 3-0 in favor of TM, and I mean, based on how you've been seeing them play, do you think TM are going to be able to continue on with this role? I mean, there's 18 and 23 seconds left in the server time. Do you think Justice League can come back from this?
I think that they can, given how they have been playing. I mean, they just really need their scouts to play with their combo and make sure the roamer from the blue team and their scouts are, probably fended off from the red medic and protect them better. The demo man for the red team also really needs to stop overextending so much, like what he just did. I mean, yeah, sure, your medic has an Uber advantage, but I mean, like what a lot of people say, an Uber advantage does not mean that you have Uber as of now,
Yeah.
Even if you have a 40% Uber advantage, 80 and 40, both medics still do not have Uber yet. So right now the red team has used their Uber advantage to Uber in, but they're not really getting a lot of frags. Instead, two of their members actually have gotten fragged by the blue team, and the soldier on mid as well, so they're losing players rapidly.
Yep.
The flank for the red team really just crumbled right there. I mean, it was nice of the pocket soldier to take advantage of the Uber ad and pop through middle, but the blue flank really capitalized on that by just rushing through the short area for the red team, and the flank just got instantly crushed, letting the blue team get 3 free picks and obviously the second point as well. So they now have a Uber advantage because they didn't have to use their Uber, and they'll probably be looking to push through mid, through second and last soon. But the sniper for the red team is probably going to be a very big liability. Let's see what he can do. So, this actually the blue team. They was second on point. Oh my god! Oh my goodness me.
Okay, that is a full wipe for the side of TM.
Yeah, that was very weird. I mean, the blue team, they did Uber in, but the players that were trying to focus the demo and the pocket, they strangely were they were flashed at the start, but they were unflashed immediately after that. So they took all the damage coming into them and they just died instantly, which was well focused by the red team, credit to them. So right now, the blue team trying to desperately set for the red medic, which has a 60% Uber at, but to no avail. They look like they're pushing through choke, which they are. So, but the red medic seems to be a bit late in coming in with the heals and the Uber, which in order to save his players, he has to pop now. Hopefully, the red team can. I would like to see them just follow through on this because the blue team medic obviously doesn't have it yet, and with the numbers at, they should be able to get last easily if they push their through. They push well, but that sentry might pose a problem for them given how I've seen them push in the previous pushes.
Currently, Sentry is going to be taken down straight away by Smishy, and the medic going to be taken down really low too. The gun guy going to be at 5 health inside the lower lobby. He is going to be able to grab that health pack to make his way back to the front lines. Currently, Cabbage of Love is going to be under the point as a scout, standing on the point, getting everyone to turn around. but not really much of a point when you're the only person up there. Smishy comes flying in, but it's a bit too late. Rowan tries to sacrifice himself going in, but once again, it's just too late. They should have came in at the same time, but they just send everyone in one by one, and that just, I mean, that last push just didn't quite pull through.
Indeed, so right now, because the red team popped their over but didn't kill their blue medic, the blue medic right now has a 50% advantage with a one-man ad for the blue team as well, so both advantages are looking in the favor of the blue team, but they're not really capping out the second point fast enough. I mean, they are probably going to give the red players a lot of time to spam them out and damage them and force the over, which they do, so the red team medic should probably just get out, because I'm not sure why the soldiers are trying to jump on top. I mean, that's a pretty nice distraction play, but not sure I don't think they're going to achieve much with that. One soldier does manage to get out while the other one of Smishy gets fragged by the blue team, but the red team soldier does jump in. Nice frag on the demo man. He should now focus on the blue pocket soldier. Hopefully they do, but they don't have scouts with them. Just nice. The red scout just now manages to come in and help clean up the low blue players, but the red medic does get forced, unfortunately. So slight Uber ad of Uber ad for about 30% for the blue team, with the red team capping out the second point. So things look to be stabilized around the last point, while the blue team does have a 30% ad. I don't think they'll be pushing out of this last point. It is pretty hard to push out just based off of Uber ad. So yeah, we do see the blue scout of 30 NJ 34 and Zoo. Yeah, let's call him 30.
Yeah, let's call him 30.
Yeah, he's sniping as of now. So they're probably going to try and get a pick and see what they can do with that Uber ad if they still have it. But knowing probably that the red team does know that the sniper is up, I think even if he does get a pick, they'll probably be an even Uber, so which makes things a lot harder to push out from their previous Uber advantage. Yeah.
So it's just another standoff. The TM players, of course, just going to be hanging back. They did rotate off that off class, so no more engineer for now. Both medics will have the Uber charge soon, and there they go. The Uber gets popped, and they come flying in. Uber for the blue side as well. TM player is going to be shiny. Rowan, of course, going to be inside secret, trying to take down anyone at all, but it does look like there are many more players for the blue side dropping, and there we go. Eventually, the Justice League get a first point onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, that was really nice by the one of the red soldiers. I believe it was the Roma, but correct me if I'm wrong, the Roma is Rowan, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah, so I mean, I saw that Roma just stand on the high ground while the entire team baited for him on the point, which was a really good play. I mean, that spam angle is really nice to kill the people on the point. But moving on right now onto the midpoint, the blue team doesn't look like they have very good positioning. Their players are just now getting onto the high ground, but the red soldier is providing a very nice distraction. But the blue scout is on the flank, trying to focus on the medic. Hopefully he doesn't whiff his shots, which he does actually, and the red medic does manage to arrow him down. But I don't think the blue soldier would whiff his rocket jumps. I don't think so.
Yep, that is going to be the medic down. The medic
Indeed.
went down so much later compared to the TM side, so that is a huge ad, 85% into the hands of TM. Aggressive bombs are going to be coming in, finishing off the demo man right there. Midpoint, of course, is going to go back into the hands of TM right now. The Justice League are going to be hanging back. I don't think they will contest this second point because they don't have that Uber charge. And the scout trying to get the pick. They do get the force though. That is huge for the side of the Justice League. And the TM players are just trying to make the most out of this Uber push. And they do actually pick up so many players. This is not looking good for the Justice League at all. The current score is 3-1. And they're just widening the gap right now. 11 minutes and 20 seconds counting down. Still time I guess for the side of Justice League to make a comeback. But yeah, as of now, they're just 3 players up on the last point. And Scones is just peeking around. The spawners, of course, are going to be coming in, and Scones just trying to get it up as soon as possible with the what? The snipe! Wow! The lock and load snipe.
There is one shenanigan that I actually approve myself. The lock and load is such a fast projectile. I mean, sometimes you can't even you don't even see it coming. You know, before you know it, the pipe is right in your face, and that's what happened. But the blue scout is right now onto the point, distracting the red, the entire of the red team. But he's
still alive.
He's still not being focused down.
Wow.
It's quite surprising. He should go down any minute now,
Yeah,
which he does. But the blue scout is in. Oh, he gets the pick onto the red scout, providing another
30,
distraction.
30.
I mean,
Getting the pick on the demo man, that is huge for his team, but it doesn't really matter. Uber is in the hands of the Justice League. But the medic not looking around. The medic is oblivious to what the demo man doing behind. Thankfully, there is going to be a Sully on the point to save his life. The only person up, Smishy, of course, going to be up there together with the medic defending that point. So once again, the Justice League, they're on their back foot. 10 minutes counting down. They need to push out. They need to get their points on the scoreboard if they want to take home this map. It's just that they have to coordinate their pushes better. I mean, TM have just been running free all over the place. Scones does go down with an aggressive bomb coming in from Rowan. And apart from that, nothing else getting done. They do slowly inch their way through the... there they go, they're finally going out. The Uber has been popped on the side of the Justice League. The medic at 92%, he makes it out. And that is not what they need. The demo man has to finish him off before he builds that charge. The full Uber is still up for the side of TM. That is not good at all.
Yeah, they didn't focus the blue medic, but what I really like about the Uber is they focused everyone else other than that, making sure that no players are stuck behind. So with the huge numbers that they have, they actually can get mid. Yeah, the scout is coming back to get. They do manage to get mid off that single Uber, 2 points, their second and their mid point, which was very good. So somehow I didn't see what really happened because I was talking about it, but the blue medic does get forced, so his Uber is right now 0%. So the red team has 60% Uber as of now, but the red medic does go down to Scones, which is a very nice play by him, leaving the blue medic and the demo up, but the demo loose does look like he's going to go down with the medic all alone, and he's probably going to get taken down in about now.
Yeah. Yeah, that is going to be the medic down. The only person I'm going to be spot all the way at last together with the other Solly Dracon. 2 Sollys up at last. That next point, of course, going to go into the hands of the Justice League. Smishy going to be really low, just up top. Going to go back down to reunite with the med to get healed up once again. And they have to push to last. They have to utilize this very slight Uberad if they want to get a point on the scoreboard. The current score is still 3-1, but the clock is counting down. 8 minutes and 4 seconds counting down. They have to move fast if they want to equalize this game or take home the map. Sentry, of course, is going to be up for the side of TM. Scones, excuse me, Scones going to have his sentry up, going to move stuff around. The dispenser going to be on the point as well. Apart from that, the Justice players just hanging back, waiting for their Uber charge to be ready before they decide to go in, and it's going to be ready very shortly.
Yeah, I mean, they do have an Uber and they do look like they're gonna push from around the river side, but from what I see, they don't. Oh, they do know that the sentry is there and it has been focused down very early, which is a great difference from their past failed Uber pushes. And right now they're all stacking the point. Nice. That was actually really clinical by them. Once they focused down the sentry, the soldiers just jumped on top of the balcony area of the point, so they're not exactly capping it, but they are spamming the blue players who are currently on the high ground, either onto the low ground or back in one, and after that the scouts just capitalize on there and stack the point, which yeah, so really clinical push overall by the red team. So right now it's 3-2 with 7 minutes left, so one more point is what separates these two teams. The red team soldier does jump on top of the blue team area, getting a lot of damage on the blue team. The red team does not seem to be able to capitalize a lot with the soldier dropping down, but he does jump back up to finish the players off. The lone blue scout is challenging the red demo man, and he does get pain trained down. Unfortunate for him. So right now, both medics have stayed alive. Great job on the blue team medic to realize that his team was getting shoved out with all the superior spam and jumping by the red team. So right now, Ubers are even, with the red team successfully getting both the mid and the second point without having to use their Uber.
Yep, so they're just going to be hanging back. Of course, the Justice League players not too keen on pushing in so soon. I may be wrong though, because they do have that Uber charge. It does look like they're going to utilize this. The Scout is going to be Shiny. The Scout is the one that's going to be pushing in Shiny. That is going to be Cabbage of Love, but of course, they do pop their Uber as well. Stickies are going to be placed onto the point. The lock and load with the air shot coming out. Taking off Rowan straight away. Smishy comes flying in only to die. The medic with the Ubers are coming in, trying to get those plus 25s. And they're just, the red players are just going to be running around, the bottles coming out, the Uber sauce coming out from the medic. It's going to be an MGE medic fight on the point. He gets the Uber, but he just doesn't pop it in time. That is a huge shame. Cabbage going to try to take down both the scout as well as the medic, but he's going to get finished off. A valiant effort coming out from the players of the Justice League. Another scout comes flying in, but it doesn't matter. The point is still in the hands of TM. Wow.
Yeah, what I didn't like about the push on the red team is they Ubered in and they forced the blue team, which was correctly done, no complaints there, but they stayed in even though the blue team Ubered so much later, which I didn't really understand why. I mean, yeah, sure, you probably don't want to like immediately think, hey, the blue team has popped, we are probably going to lose this push straight away, let's just stay in and see what we can do. But they didn't even have the high ground positioning whatsoever. The blue team popped up like 4 seconds around or so later than them, which was probably, you know, a disaster if they stayed in for too long, which was what happened. But strangely, the DM for the red team seemed to pull through just now, making the fight a lot closer than what it should have been. But the result is still the same. The red team has filled their push, but because of the both medics staying alive and the red team popping so much earlier, we have a we'll exactly reenact the situation like just now with the red team having Uber at and right now they focus the sentry early. Great job on them. The red soldier is jumping in. Oh, nice.
Yeah, they just flooded onto the point and just got another point in their favor. And
yeah,
I
their
mean,
pushes are really clinical after that. Yeah, if once they focus on the sentry and if they have Uber, which is great to see. They're slowly adapting, which is letting them come back from the 3-0 disadvantage they initially were. And right now, both teams are tied with 4 minutes remaining. So probably this round, or if I dare say this meet, might decide which team will probably win the match.
Yep, 3 minutes and 50 seconds counting down. And lots of players going to be dropping for the side of TM. The medic, of course, still going to be up and well, but many players dropping for the side of the Justice League as well. The Solly going to be flying in, taking down Skull and Smishy.
Flanking on the blue medic. Oh, we get it. Oh, so close. But yeah, the blue team medic does manage to stay alive, and the red team medic does manage to escape out with his life. But if the blue team will takes advantage of the fact that the red medic was probably running back without healing anyone, they should realize that they have at least right now a 30% advantage. I don't think they know though, probably also because of the nerves of 3 minutes left in the game and being the first map, being so close, you know, they probably don't realize that the red team has a uber disadvantage. So right now both teams are even, with a lot of fighting happening at the short area, but the blue soldier just get healed up immediately back up to full. So right now we'll probably have a stalemate to see which team will break the deadlock, I guess, and win the round.
Yep, so it's just going to be another spam fest. Both medics holding on to that Uber charge. With so many players, Random Duke going to be going down for the side of the Justice League, with Smishy not too healthy at the moment. He's going to grab the health pack, and Ubers are going to be traded at the choke. The medic going to try to flash as many people as he can. The red medic, of course. Nice pipes coming out from BJ right there, taking out the scout midair. Gets the air pipe down onto the Solly. Spud bites the dust. Another shot takes out the Demo Man. And the only person up is going to be Dracon. He does get some picks as well, taking out both the Demo as well as the medic, and before they finally destroy him. So midpoint is going to go back into the hands of the Justice League, but there have been a few players getting the forward spawn for the side of TM, so that is going to be, that's going to allow them to hold on to that next point. They do know that they have the heal. The scout going to try to come in and get picks, but he's just not enough. Going to jump into the entirety of TM, so he gets finished off. Midpoint still in the hands of the Justice League. And but the medic has reunited with them at the front line, so it's just going to be another spam fest. 1 minute and 43 seconds counting down. Current scores are still 3-3 tied, so if somebody wants to get the map point, they have to move.
Indeed. So right now 5v5 with the Uber advantage going to the blue team. Hopefully we'll be seeing them make the ones doing the push, and so both teams have spawned right now. The red team is the ones aggressing though. I mean, that's really good play. If I were them, I would have done that, but not when the blue team has Uber, which they have popped out right now. So the blue scouts are the ones that are being the front lines of the Uber, and the red team is getting focused down really fast, but both red players are healthy, but the blue soldiers managed to focus them down really fast, and only Cabbage is left alive with random just spawning.
Yeah, but silver lining, they do get that pick down onto the medic. The gun guy, of course, has spawned in. He's going to be building his charge up as soon as he can, running that stock medigun once again, but there is going to be 30 going down during the mid-fight exchange. 39 seconds counting down. I don't think that they will be able to do anything in this time, so it's pretty much going to be a tie for the first map.
Yeah, I mean, bringing your attention back to the previous push there by I believe it was the red team, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they did realize that the blue team have a uber advantage, which I think they do, yeah. They did realize that, which probably made them push because they wanted to try and kill the medic before they got their uber, you know.
Yep.
Because even with the uber advantage, you know, both teams are actually on even ground without the uber. So the red team made the right decision, in my opinion, to aggress with the time remaining, but unfortunately they did a bit too late with the blue medic getting uber just when they moved in. So that was probably the correct concept, but the execution was a bit poor in terms of the planning. So yeah, right now both teams, the teams, ending off in a tie. So what do you think about the game so far?
I don't know. The stats look messed up as well. Yeah, the stats I think are like the ultiduo stats, so that is not going to help us at all. But I mean, good job for Justice League from doing that comeback, you know, all the way back from 0 points, tying the match again. For the side of TM, they seem to have superior DM. I mean, they've come flying in, they've taken down multiple people, especially Drakon coming flying in, picking up both the medic as well as the demo man before sacrificing himself, and that was just huge for their team. And I mean, just the players for the Justice League need to pull their self together, because their pushes haven't been so I don't know, so good. They haven't. I mean, that being said, they still managed to come back from like 0 points, but still, the first part of the map at least has been a bit, you know, not at peak performance, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the red team looks like they need some time before they can adjust to whatever the blue team wants to throw at them. But from what I think, both teams actually seem to be on really even ground. But what I would like to mention is, like what you said, the DM for the blue team does seem to be a bit superior. So, I mean, if you think about it in that sense, since the red team has managed to draw with the blue team and even managing to make a comeback of sorts, so I think that the red team actually has the potential to win the map if they actually can pull themselves together. Maybe not feel the nerve so much, you know. Stop taking 1v1 fights with the blue team, and I think if they can pull that off, the red team might actually be the team which has better teamwork and more well thought out pushers, if I can put it that way. So I hope that they can see that, you know, they're probably actually the better team in that regard, and put themselves together and hopefully win this match.
Yep, so just waiting on them to just come in and ready up. DMs are going to be underway already. But I mean, it's just, I don't know what to expect for this map. Sharing your own insight, like who do you think is going to dominate? Like what class will dominate during mid-fights and final point pushes?
For me, a lot of people, this is a general consensus in DF2, regardless of the maps. I mean, people would probably just say that the scouts are the strongest class with right now. They can just roam so freely, you know, and with the buff to the medic, I mean, being able to move at the same movement speed to whatever class you're healing. So the scout really is one of the best classes right now in the game. So for this mid, I mean, from what you can see, the high ground is relatively important, I would say. I mean, once you get a high ground, you can easily spam the red team back to their saw area. But even though it looks like the soldiers will play a pivotal role, I still think that actually I think that the demo man might be a very important class in this game, simply because if you look at the map itself, from the point where you're standing on the point, you actually have a small high ground advantage, you know, compared to when you're facing the opposing team. If the scouts allow the demo man to push across the point, you know, and get free and easy sticky damage to the other team, that might actually be one of the factors to look out for to whoever wins the mid, in my opinion.
So just gonna have to wait for them to ready up. Once again, for those of you who are only just joining us, welcome and good evening. This is going to be the AsiaFortress Cup Season 11, the Div 3 bracket, the Week 3 matches. Tonight we have TM going up against JLOSA. That is Teme Machines heading up against the Justice League of Special Acquaintances, or Super Acquaintances, I'm sorry. And we are going to be on the second map right now. It's going to be CP Snakewater. First map ended in a tie, 3-3. That was CP Gullywash, and I think we're just waiting on players to be shuffled about for now. Either that or they're changing server, I'm not too sure.
They seem to be joining back with 2 players on the red team missing, but who do you think is going to win this particular map?
That's a very good question. I mean, the previous map was tied, so
exactly.
It boils down to DM, and I guess TM have slightly better DM, so they may be able to take it at first. But then again, you know, the Justice League might turn things around, so we just have to see how it goes from there. And yeah, we're just waiting on the final few players to come in. And RN is back, so RN is supposed to be the demo man for the side of the TM players. Previously it was Nuku who was the Merc. I guess they got their roster players back.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, we're just currently waiting on them. Hopefully they'll get this match started. Can't wait to see which team pulls their socks up. You know, after that evenly played match. Previous map, I mean, for Gullywash. For Snake, I mean, Snake and Gullywash, they don't really have much of a difference. I mean, Gullywash, you know that high middle point versus compared to this. I mean, yeah, the middle point is on the ground, but you do have that high ground in the middle of the point. So yeah, it's if you think about it, in my opinion, Gullywash and Snake, the only difference will probably be the second point, given that the last point is actually around the same. You know, for Gullywash, once you go out of the spawn, you turn left or you turn right, and there your capture point is. Compared to the second point is a lot different because Snake, the second point is a lot more open compared to Gullywash, in my opinion, because once you go into choke in Gullywash, the point is just there. But for Snake, there are so many areas that you can flank from, you know, like cheese and saw and grass, and even the window area. So there's so many more avenues for the scouts and the roamer to exploit. So the second point might be a lot more interesting, I would say, for Snakewater.
Yep, so I mean, second point is usually the one where we see people come flying in and trying to get the pick down onto the medic. And that is usually where most teams make or break that point hold, where people just come flying in, and if they're able to defend that point, then they should be able to push out most of the time, where they just clean up players and they have the number at and they go out. But we'll just have to see. I mean, this is Div 3, and we will have to see how they decide to play it out.
Yeah, hope to see more Div 3 shenanigans. It's not every day that you get to live see a Div 3 match being played. So yeah.
Right, so once again, for those of you who are just joining us, this is going to be TM facing up against JLOSA for their Week 3 match. This is the Div 3 bracket. First map played was CP Gullywash, which was tied 3-3, a comeback game coming up from JLOSA, tying the map after losing 3-0. And now we're just waiting on the final player to come in for the side of the Justice League. And I'm not too sure who it is. I think it's the Demo Man. Yeah, the Demo Man's yet to rejoin. And we just have to wait for him to come back before we can start the map. So, I mean, there's really nothing much else to say at the moment, so it's just a matter of waiting for them to ready up and just come into the server before we can start. So, yeah. It's just gonna be a DM fight now.
Just realize how tough it is being a caster when these things happen.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is just that it's all the problems that come out when it's just waiting for things to happen. So it's just quite a lot of waiting. I mean, mostly Div 3 especially, there's a lot of waiting around. Especially yesterday, there was connection issues and stuff. But that aside, it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. So, this being your first time, how are you enjoying yourself?
I think casting's really fun. I mean, what got me into willing to give casting a try was I always get hyped up when I see people, in TFTV cast here and there. So the way they manage to bring matches to life and make people actually watch them and feel as pumped up as them is what I want to try and bring to viewers as well.
Nice. Right, so yeah, once again, just gonna be waiting for them to come in and just looking at the players just dirk about doing this while they wait as well. I do think all the players for the side of TM are in. Yeah, they're all here. The only person that's not here is going to be the demo man for the side of the Justice League. I'm not too sure. I don't think they're bringing in a sub. Could they possibly be bringing in a sub? I'm not too sure.
Nano seems to be in spam. Not sure whether he's a road. Obviously, he doesn't know this is a match. So yeah, I don't think he's probably going to be a merc for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, things happen.
Things happen indeed. Yeah, there they go. They're calling for the vote kick already. And yeah, just waiting once again. Just a waiting game. Oh man. But I mean, so far, who do you think was like the MVP for the previous map, or at least who caught your attention the most?
I would say for the blue team at least, would probably be Scones. I mean, he really managed to fend off the red team's aggression really well. But for the red team, I would say it probably has to be the Roamer. I mean, he really managed to get a lot of damage onto the blue team, especially on their mids, which probably would have made the map a lot more different if I think the red team had follow up on his damage a lot more quickly, I guess. But yeah, those would be the people that I guess made a much bigger impact compared to the rest of the players for their team. But who knows, maybe this map players might want to step up more right now, given the fact that they have drew with each other,
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be a draw for the first map. No one's going to get the win points for that. Second map, of course, is still up for grabs, so they're just going to have to play, well, I guess, play to their best for this map if they want to get the win for this. In terms of tactics, I think, I mean, what Div 3 teams, at least for this season, what I haven't seen is they don't really like to off-class that much. Especially yesterday's match, there was almost zero off-classing going on. No NGs, no heavies, nothing. And now it's just, I mean, they had, for the side of, well, I can't remember which side it was, but they had engineers and heavies, so that is probably a plus point for them. I think it was TM. They had quite a number of off-classing, so that is good. I mean, it helps with the defense, so that is something that they're doing right. Other Div 3 teams, of course, I haven't really seen that come out from them. Compared to last season, there were quite a lot of off-classes last season as well. Definitely Shenanigans, of course, running Pyro to mid or Heavy to mid, of course, is a very, very interesting play coming up from Div 3, which we have seen being used in Div 1 this season, where the Korean team HVZV actually ran a Heavy to last, and it surprisingly worked out for them, and that was, Div 3 strats applied to other divisions. And I don't know, will you be using any Div 3 strats in your Div 2 games?
As a scout player myself, I mean, I'm actually a very big advocate for shenanigans. They make the game a lot more interesting. I myself like to run a sniper a lot, playing with the Mechana and the Huntsman, which has been allowed this season due to the global whitelist. But yeah, I mean, while we do call them, shenanigans, and a lot of people make fun of the fact that people are off-classing, saying that they're not serious and all that, but certain strats, they can be applied to the classes, especially now, even the global white mid list. I mean, so many different weapons are allowed right now. They may make some classes which were previously not viable, viable as of the current meta game. So we just have to wait for people to actually try them, and once they start wrecking other people in parks, that's when you know that this might actually be something that can be used as of now, and like what we have said, since Div 3 people tend to have more shenanigan type of plays, it might actually be the division that helps us evolve in our meta game. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? So it does look like we are going to eventually go live right now. Going to follow BJ for his rollout this time around. Going to make his way to the mid as the demo man for the Justice League. And just making his way, fairly standard rollout. Going to reach mid and going to start spamming straight away. Midpoint going to be up for grabs relatively shortly. Everyone's going to be going to start flooding in right now. And just the spam going to be coming in. So everyone's going to be fighting on the point. Spud is going to be up front. Going to take quite a bit of damage there. There's currently 2 Spuds right now on the team. Both of them using the same name. The Spud that we're currently spectating is going to be the Merc Dracon. The other Spud, of course, going to be the regular one who dies to the laws of gravity. Everyone for the side of the TM players are getting really low. Nettlebane going to be really far off, not too close, not enough to get the heals, and that is going to be a full wipe, apart from the medic for TM on the mid fight.
Yeah, apart from the Devilman, the 2 other players that are still alive for the red team being Cabbage and Woon, they were the ones that actually stayed on the top left side of the midpoint, getting just continuously making sure that the high ground for the red team was secured. So they stayed alive, and once the red and blue team exchange picks, and the blue team seem to be backing out, they made use of the high ground advantage to make sure the remaining players are spammed out, which let them win the midpoint. So right now, the red team is pushing in. They have already gotten a lot of cap time on, but the blue team seems to be pushing out, which I really don't agree, given that the red point has already been captured. But let's see what they can do. They do have the Uber advantage with the red medic not being able to pop, but the blue team does not seem to have gotten a lot more picks. Actually, in fact, the blue team is currently 1 down. Make that even right now, 4v4. The Billy Scapify on the midpoint with the blue scout trying to flank the red medic, but nice pipes there by BJ, managing to kill off the red scout, and the scouts for the red team actually pulling their own way as well, killing off the soldiers, leaving only the pocket as well as Pathetic up for the mid with the red scout already on the point. But nice play by the red demo man, going in early to pull up on the red scout's damage. They probably can get a point right now, which they do. Nice play by the red demo, and as well as the scouts capitalizing on the fact that the scouts can move so fast, and the blue team has very long respawn times given how late they die in the fight.
Yep, so I mean, the Justice League doing an absolutely massive job of cleaning up. I mean, so many times where they had, team clashes, they just wipe up everyone, but the medic does make it out alive, at least like the lone survivor, and then they just clean up everyone. The medic can't do anything, can't build because no one's alive. And we got another mid fight going to be on the way. RN going to be spamming his pipes and everything down. Smishy going to be the first one to take down 30. Spud going down shortly after with Rowan's Cal Mangler taking down Scones as well. Air pipes going to be coming out from RN. Going to try to deny people jumping onto him, but the only people out going to be RN, Spud, as well as Nettlebane. And aggressive Solly plays coming out from Rowan. Aggressive bomb coming out from the Solly as well. Smishy finishing off the demo man. Nettlebane already going to be backing out to last. That is going to be another 5-man wipe with Nettlebane retreating back to last, getting his charge up as soon as he can. 80% heading up against Gunman's 100 charge. There is going to be all classes into place. Going to be that engineer. Try to get his sentry up as soon as possible. The players for the side of the Justice League going to be pushing in. They have a 10% ad. The Uber is going to get popped. They have to focus the net down. They don't want that Uber charge in play, and they do so successfully. So many players going to be dropping down for the side of TM, the medic included, and Spud going down. But the JL, the Justice League, they're just crumbling right now. Not much getting done. Nobody's setting on the point. Everyone's just dropping one by one. And there they go, they're just going to try to combat on the point. The only person up is going to be Cabbage, facing off the entirety of the blue team, picking up another kill before he eventually does go down. So that is going to be the final point push, not that successful.
Yeah, for the red team, they did really well in focusing the red medic, but what was really unfortunate, both soldiers had to, I think they used practically all of their rockets up, which are for the blue soldier of, I believe it was Dracon, who was on the high ground, just spamming them down and killing them off. But yeah, right now the red team does seem to want to defend the second point, but the red medic is being isolated by the blue scout, and 30 does manage to pick him up, but the red scout of Cabbage picks him up in return with the one blue soldier capping up the point, and he does manage to sneak the point away from the red team, so the red team has to recap back the point before they want to push back, allowing the blue team to regroup on last hopefully, but they actually aggress, which causes one of their soldiers to go down, which are quite questionable. I mean, it won't make a difference in the long run, but if the red team had decided to aggress on that with numbers, that could have been really bad for the blue medic, but that didn't happen, so 20% add to the blue team. I don't think that will make a lot of difference. Probably that happened just due to the red team healing more injured players. But the blue team actually right now slowly gaining back their Uber advantage is quite surprising. Not sure what the red medic is really doing. He actually has generated a 30% advantage and it's slowly increasing. So, I mean, they probably won't notice it, but if the blue team decides to aggress for whatever reason they might feel like doing so, I mean, they could catch out the red team by surprise.
Yeah, so they do have that Uber charge ready to go. What they should be doing right now, if they've been counting the Ubers, they should be pushing out straight away. Scones, of course, going to be peeking around down below Spuds. Both Spuds are just going to be watching left as well as right. Aggressive Solly Bomb coming in, though. That is Smishy, I believe. No, Roman going to be coming in. He does get finished off in the end, trying to get the pick down to the medic. Takes him down to 50 odd health. And there we go, Ubers are going to be traded straight away. The Devilman just going to be trying to be spamming down. Aggressive Solly Bomb onto the point. Spud going to try to defend this. What they don't know is that's the back cap going on. The Scout standing on the point is so close and they get absolutely denied. The Scout running all the way on the point already. Scones captured the point for his team, and there the cleanup coming down from 30. That 2k with the pistol and just finishing off almost everybody for the side of the Justice League. I mean, what was that push?
Yeah, I mean, I normally, as a player of Division 2 myself, I wouldn't actually carry out that strat whereby one scout just goes behind and backcaps and leaves the team to defend for themselves. I mean, the second point, although you're a scout, you know, the second point does cap that fast. So, what really happened was the red team just took too long to stack onto the point for the blue last, and that allowed the blue scout to cap it off while the red team just slowly crumbled after they realized that the point wasn't going to be theirs no matter how much they fought on the last point.
So that is going to be a failed final push, but they grab that point once again. TM players are just going to be backing out. The medic going to be a little bit low, so I guess he was spammed out from the point. Both medics do have relatively the same Uber last point. Gonna have a scout on the point already. A random dude gonna be standing on the point, going toe-to-toe against everybody, eventually getting finished off. But there's so much capture time on the point. The players from the side of Justice League getting a little bit desperate, but they do successfully capture the point. The medic with the solo cap.
That was really nice play by the red team. I mean, the Devilman initially pushed on the left side by himself after he realized that the blue team was down 2, which was a good play, but his team was a bit slow to follow up. But what really clinched out for them was that lone scout capping on the point, which diverted back their attention to the point, allowing the soldier and the demo to get back in, with the roamer jumping in as well, causing all the explosive damage on the last point. That kept it out for them. So right now, back onto the mid. The blue team is getting all the high ground, but the red demo man manages to land some nice fight from Stones, manages to take him down, and the red team is taking back the high ground that they do deserve. But the blue team manages to fend off their aggression onto the high ground, getting 2 picks of their own. So right now it's a 4v4 without the blue medic down, and the blue team having a combined health of less than 200 between the 2 players. I mean, they probably are going to lose this point, but we have a blue roamer in kitchen, but he gets instantly spotted out and should go down as of now. Yeah.
Big shame, but nice try coming up from the TM players though. They did lose their medic on the mid fight, so it might be an easy push to last for the side of the Justice League. Current score is still 0-2 in favor of the Justice League. We have a sniper in play, Scones, going to try to get any picks down. Everyone knows he's there right now, and their flanks are going to be coming in. The Cowman, they're going to finish him off. Nettle Bane, of course, going to be up and well, still alive, holding on to that 27% charge. With Gun Guy, of course, still standing at 100%. 3 players do get taken down, but for the side of the Justice League, with TM and 2 down. And the spawners should be coming in. Currently no off-passing though for the side of TM, apart from Scones earlier on Sniper. Apart from that, he may resume as Sniper. No, he goes back to Scout, so that is no off-passing for the side of TM. Uber, of course, still being held. I'm not too sure why the players of the Justice League are hanging too far back. They should have gone in earlier on, as the Uber ad, the gap is just getting smaller and smaller. Now they decide to go in. The Uber is going to get popped onto Smishy. Smishy going to try to bomb the medic, going to try to get a pick down. The medic flanks, and oh, he surfs his way to safety. He is going to be inside spawn, and just the players for the side of Justice League are just dropping right now. Rowan going to be surfing away, but just gets destroyed, and that is effectively another botched push coming out from the Justice League.
Yeah, I mean, that was essentially a classic situation whereby your team overextends too far trying to get the medic, and the medic for the opposite team manages to successfully dodge all your incoming projectiles and serve back to spawn. So rather than a failed bush, I would just say, you know, very unfortunate for the red team not managing to kill the medic in time. So right now we have a 20% add for the blue team with Cabbage running sniper for the red team. Let's see where he is. He is at a window area with the red team trying to get information for him, but the blue soldier does go through window and catches him now. Great play by him, but it's probably gonna get picked off in turn by the red team. But the red scout of random does look like he's gonna go down as well. So 2 picks for the red team, and surprisingly the blue soldier does not go down for the blue team. So we have a 2-man ad for the blue team right now. Hopefully we'll see them push in. I hope that I prefer to see them, you know, set in a few players right now with the player ad that they have, but they don't opt to do it. Instead, they opt to push while the red players have already spawned, which is quite questionable in my opinion. But let's see what they can do. The blue team does manage to successfully force the red team in return, but the red team obviously has a much better Uber with Cabbage getting a very nice step on the blue soldier and starting the back. No, that's not Cabbage. In fact, that's the red roamer. A lot of distraction with the spy combined, you know, and that's a complete wipe for the blue team.
Oh yeah, full wipe for TM, and Justice League just pushing forward onto the next point. They have to capture it fast though if they don't want to get those forward spawners. Actually, I don't think there's any forward spawn. They're just going to be spawning at the last point. The spy, of course, Cabbage is going to make his way up already. Of course, what he wants to do is get the pick down onto the medic. He's going to be on the left side of the spawn, with the TM players rotating around the right side together with, well, most of the team actually is going to be on the right side with Nettlebane alone on the right side. Going to reunite together with the rest of the players. Cabbage currently still up and well. Going to keep the camera on him for a while. Going to see if he's either going to get a sneaky cap or he's going to try to get the pick down onto the medic. He's just standing on the point contemplating what to do. And he should be decloaking relatively soon. Sniper is going to be in play for the side of TM as well. Scone's going to be the sniper. So of course,
what I find surprising is that the blue team actually don't seem to know that he's on spy actually at all.
There you go. Backstab goes down, 0 heals, and that is what the players for the Justice League need. But they lose a scout as well, Smishy. They lose everyone! Holy crap! That is not looking good. Despite that pick coming up from Cabbage, they just dropped absolutely everybody. Not even checking for sticky traps. That's how the medic died, I believe. And just that's just going to allow TM to push up despite losing their medic.
Yeah, what I found really surprising was that I didn't know why the blue team didn't expect the spy. I mean, didn't kill him obviously, so they should have known he was alive. Probably just a case of forgetting that the spy was around. But what I really liked after that was, I'm not sure whether they planned it, but because of the blue team's medic going down to Cabbage, what most teams would probably expect is the team that has gotten the over advantage to just rush him because the spy is causing a major distraction at the same time. So instead of focusing the spy, where after the spy has gotten the backstab, they focus their spam all towards the front into the choke point, which call out a lot of red players that were trying to capitalize on their spies play for them. So instead of capitalizing on what their spy did, they instead just became easy pickings for the blue team.
Yep, so that is going to be the next point back into the hands of TM. 16 minutes and 17 seconds counting down for the server time. Current score is still 0-2 in favor of the Justice League. So of course the TM players, if they want to do something, they have to do it now. Aggressive bomb onto the medic, but Spud gets absolutely denied. So that is a very valiant effort trying to get the pick down to the medic, but it doesn't quite get it done. The medic, of course, for the side of the Justice League is going to be extremely low at 77. He is going to get that regen to bring him back up into the healthy range. Rowan going to be at the front line. He's going to try to toss out those Calmangler shots, getting quite a number of kills too. RN, Nuku, and Spud get taken down. And the only person up is going to be Nettlebane the medic alongside Scones, who is going to be the sniper. So aggressive bomb once again, finishing him off the moment the doors open. And all they have to do is just stand on the point. Smishy, the scout, the demo man, and that's going to be another point into the hands of the Justice League.
Yeah, the red soldiers really did a fantastic job. When they jumped in at specific locations, and the placement of their rockets managed to isolate the team away from the demo as well as the roamer, I believe. So isolating them managed to get them 2 free picks after that, and they managed to go into last. So right now, 3-0 to the Justice League. We are half of the match time remaining at 15 minutes. Paragon being, Cabbage of Love being the early pick for the blue team. After that, the blue team seems to be collapsing on them. The red team not sure what to do and are losing 2 other picks. So 3v6, they really should be getting out soon instead of lingering around Saw, which they do, but not sure why the demo man is setting up more sticky traps. I mean, if a soldier had jumped in from window, that would have been pretty disastrous in my opinion, but right now the blue team are jumping in, getting the ground that they deserve with their numbers at, but the red team with 6v6, I wonder if they want to put a fight, but the red demo man is really isolated, caught out. The red team decides to aggress with their demo this app, which I feel that might have been the correct play simply because the blue team was focusing so hard on trying to get the important blue demo pick. Their Uber has become relatively worthless with only 2 blue people alive right now.
Yeah, so Nettlebane is still up together with his scouts. Scones does eventually get taken down, Nettlebane following shortly after. So that is going to be no medic for the side of TM. The medic goes down so much later. He could have, if he'd gone down early, he could have reunited with the rest of his team, and the spawners just come in not in time. Spike going to go back to pick up the medic, and does look like the TM, ooh, 30, almost getting the pick down onto the medic, down to 13 health. Gonna have to grab that health pack to bring him back up into the healthy range, and apart from that, there are gonna be 2 solis inside the forward spawn, so that is gonna be something that the players for Justice League have to look out for. I don't think they're aware that there are 2 solis hiding in the forward spawn, so they're gonna have to, there they go, they're gonna start. The plays are gonna be coming out right now. Aggressive bomb straight onto the scout, gonna try to get him so low. He's still up and well though. The Solly gonna be in a bad place at 46 health. 16 gonna go aggressively for the medic, gonna try to get the pick down, but the hammer takes down the Solly. Good try, I guess, for that surprise attack, but it just didn't work out for them in the end. They do lose both Solis during that surprise attack. Uber is going to get popped. Nettlebane is currently down. The only person I'm going to use is the Devilman, not anymore. Scone's going to resub. The 2 scouts, 30 going to be behind. Going to try to get a pick down to the medic, but everyone's going to be stacking the point. They have yet to capture the previous point. So why are they stacking the final point when they have not gotten that point? This is not going well. They've yet to capture it. There is someone just standing on the point right now. Not anymore. BJ gets finished off. They've yet to capture this point at all. If they captured this, they would have effectively got another point, but I have no idea what they were thinking.
Yeah, back to the 2 soldiers being in the 4th spawn, I mean, that might have been a very weird play to most viewers, but what I felt was that the blue soldiers actually did pretty well in distracting the red team once they jumped out from 4th spawn. Too bad their team was pretty far back, probably a case of miscommunication, and didn't manage to follow up on their jump. So because of that, the blue soldiers got taken out very quickly, but yeah, the red team, they seem to have a miscommunication problem, and their scouts didn't manage to cap off the point, so the entire team went off ahead with the uncapped. So yeah, probably a case of miscommunication for both teams instead of being a bad play of sorts. But right now the red team are aggressing really well, managed to get to 3 picks onto the blue team. But with Ubers for both teams up, we'll see whether the blue team can drag out the fight long enough for their team to respawn. But with the blue medic just hanging around inside spawn, not hitting anyone, the red team just manages to rush on the point and cap it out. Oh, wrong config?
Yeah, no, the shadow configs go up to 4, so this is probably going to be the second half where they, of course, the AF rules, for those of you who are new to the AF scene, is a difference of 5 points, either that or until the timer goes down. So I do believe that was, I don't know if they kept track of how much time there was remaining on the clock. So
yeah, I do believe it was around 11.5 minutes. So
about there, yeah. So they're gonna have to look, keep that in mind. And I mean, so far, the Justice League have been absolutely pounding. They have been dominating. I mean, 4-0 compared to what happened earlier on, you know, when they were losing 3-0 before the comeback. They're just performing so well right now.
Yeah, I mean, like what I said at the start of the map, the red team actually seemed to be a lot more teamwork based, in my opinion, compared to the blue team. So they managed to clinch out when you look at the mids. I mean, they won a lot more mids compared to the blue team. If I'm not wrong, I haven't seen the blue team won a single mid so far in the 4 rounds that the red team managed to get. So I mean, it's clearly evident that the red team is staying alive a lot more and playing, focusing fire a lot better compared to the previous map, which has led them to gain such a large lead for this current map.
Yep, so just gonna have to wait and see how they perform once again. TM players yet to get a score onto the scoreboard if they want to do anything. They have 11 minutes to actually try and turn things around. It's not impossible, but it's going to be incredibly hard. The Justice League players, of course, all they have to do is just win one more round, and then it's pretty much the map for them. So, for those of you who are only just joining us once again, welcome to the AsiaFortress Cup Season 11. Tonight's match is going to be the Week 3 matches for the Div 3 bracket. Tonight we have the TM players going up against JLOSA, that is the Teme Machines, facing off against the Justice League of Super Acquaintances. And it does look like the second half is going to be going underway right now, so just going to follow the demo man for their rollouts this time around. It's going to be either if the JLOSA players capture 1 point or TM turn things around, so we're just going to have to see how things play out right now.
Yeah, let's see whether the blue team managed to make that pause of sorts to their advantage by discussing strats out. Hopefully they do. So right now, the red scouts are... Oh, very nice play by the blue scouts actually, focusing the red scout, lone red scout on top early. The blue scouts are actually pretty low right now, so they are dropping off the high ground, getting heals. The blue soldier rotating on top, and the blue team seem to have a lot better position, but the red soldier counter jumps, trying to fend them off onto the low ground, but right now, one man ad for the blue team, and the blue soldiers are jumping in, trying to bring the aggression to the red team, and yeah. Right, the red medic does go down, so the blue medic has stayed up with Smishy in kitchen. The red demo man seems to be providing some sort of a distraction for him, but he whips his jump a little bit. Yeah, so he goes down. The red scout and the demo man, upon seeing their backs off, which is the wise decision in my opinion.
Yep. So another roster shuffle again for the Justice League. Rowan going to be on scout right now. BJ off Devilman into Solly, and Paragon, of course, Cabbage going to be the Devilman instead of Scout. So they just keep changing around, and Uber, of course, is going to get popped. Scone's going to be shiny, making his way towards the front line, going to try to get picks down onto anyone on the red team at all, and they just effectively push all of them all the way to last. So Uber ad going to go into the hands of Gun Guy, 51% going up against Nettlebane's 16, and there they go. Last point push is going to go underway. The Scouts going to be pushing forward. Scones trying to get a ping down to the medic. They're just going to try to stack onto the point. Spud being the first one to take him down. This Demo Man as well goes down. Sorry, the Scout goes down as well. Scones going to try to defend, trying to capture the point alone. The medic reaches onto the point. The Ubersaur's getting tossed out. The drop as well. Ren with the stickies taking down the medic, and it's just a messy fight on the last point. But Justice League, they do hold on to it.
Yeah, the blue team, unfortunately, they stacked the point way too fast in my opinion. The red team, even though they did manage to get a lot of damage onto the red players that were blocking the point, they were unfortunately fully buffed because of the initial stacking of the points, so they didn't manage to go down after the spam damage came in from the soldiers and the demo man. So right now the red team does seem to be pushing out, or it looks more like only a few players were in agreement to that plan of sorts. So there is a scout backcapping, but he does manage to it does get taken out quickly by the red team. So right now only 3 players left up for the red team with 2 spawning as of right now. The blue soldier sacks for the point to allow their team to come in, and the blue scout is going to probably get isolated, and the blue team seems to be getting onto the point, but they are being focused down relatively quickly by the red team. I don't think the blue team will be able to get the point, but
no, they got an Uber. There they go. They got to pop the Uber and go in straight away. RN going to be spamming those stickies and pipes. Everyone's just getting pushed back into spawn, and it's going to be an easy last point once again. So TM finally get his point onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's actually pretty nice of them. I mean, I think they dragged the fight out long enough for the blue team to capitalize on the fact that the goal advantage. So after the player advantage, disadvantage situation got settled down, I think the players had around the same number of players left alive. The blue team had an over advantage and made use of that to clean up the weak players who are on the red team. So that's how they won the last point. So yeah, right now moving on to the mid, 4-1 in favor for the Justice League. The blue soldiers who have initially taken the high ground got fended off by the red team, and the red scouts are pressuring a lot for the red team. The only people left alive for the blue team is the combo. The demo is jumping in, trying to get the medic. Gets the medic down really low and distracts just enough for the red soul roamer to come in. And yeah, both of them still remain alive. Not sure why the demo man seems to be under and trying to go for the picks. Probably a bit too cocky of him in my opinion, but yeah, I mean it doesn't really make a difference in the long run. The red team managed to cap out the second point with a hefty Uber advantage.
Yeah, so the rosters for the side of Justice League are going back to their usual roster. Cabbage Scout, Random Dude Scout as well. Cabbage is going to be down inside the lower lobby getting finished off right there. Random Dude, of course, going to be tangoing on the point together with the medic, the demo, everybody on the point. The Sentry Gun going to be there as well. Level 2 7th man for the team is going to be up and well. The medic, of course, gets taken down right there on the point by the Cowmango coming up from Smishy. There is going to be a huntsman, Rowan going to be the huntsman, just trying to toss out those arrows onto anyone at all, but it doesn't get any shots to connect. And red team, the Justice League, get pushed out once again, so they don't have that big of an Uber at 17% only going to start building right now. The medic for the side of TM as yeah, just slowly building up his as well. So very slight add though, 20% in the hands of the Justice League.
Yeah, the red demo does get picked off by Nuku for the blue team. With a demo man down, but Van is also seems to be down for the opposing team for the Teme Machine. Oh, that's a pretty nice name. I just said that for the first time in this cast. But the red team does have a 30% Uber advantage, but Ruan is still on sniper. I wonder if he's going to switch off. Doesn't look like it, so I wonder how they're going to play this off with essentially having a man down with Uber Desire. But the blue team sacks in 2 players, probably trying to get the force. But unfortunately, they do not get it off with the red medic still having full health. The red team is pushing in through grass, and the blue team is desperately trying to get out, which is probably the wise decision to keep their players up for the last point since the blue medic is going to get Uber soon. But unfortunately, the blue demo man gets out just a little bit too late, and he gets caught out by the red team. So with a blue demo man down, the red team might be looking to get into the last point, which they do. Both teams have Uber, losing 1 player each, while the blue demo man has respawned, but the red team loses so many players at once with almost everyone going down other than Smishy, trying to make a last ditch attempt onto the medic. Gets a few nice rockets on him, but unfortunately the blue medic stays alive, and yeah, the blue team successfully managed to defend the last point once again.
Yep, so I mean, the players for the side of the Justice League, they're sitting very comfortably at like a 4-1 lead. And you know, based on like the timing, it was roughly about 11 or so minutes. So technically, they have about, I don't know, I would say 3 to 4 minutes left, and 3 to 4 minutes left to catch up with you know, like 3 points is probably why the Justice League players were just running random classes earlier on, where they were just switching about their rosters, just testing things out, probably just trying out new strats during this match. That they can use in the future, but they're pretty comfortable right now. You know, with a 4-1 lead, they don't even have to push. All they have to do is just wait for the clock to tick down, and it's just not looking up for TM as of now.
Yeah, I mean, assuming they agree on around the 12 minute or 12 minute, 11 minute mark, whereby the game ended, that means that the blue team only has 4 minutes left to win 3 more rounds if they want to do something about this game. Yeah, so right now the blue team has Uber in because they are pressured to push in, and they managed to successfully get off the force onto the red team. But and the red team has lost quite a number of players during that Uber exchange. Right now, 4v4 for both teams. Scones, the only one on the point, he's probably going to get focused down by the red team, but he's managed to stay alive pretty well. Does manage to get focused down eventually by the red team. So this is probably going to end in another stalemate, in my opinion, with both teams having Uber, the same Uber charge value, and yeah, 5v5 with no Uber advantage. So yeah, this is probably going to be a stalemate, but there seems to be someone coming in with the scout of QXY trying to take down the red medic, but to no avail. So unfortunate attempt by him. So Stone switching off scout onto the sniper, probably going to try and get a miracle headshot onto the red medic, but I don't think from his positioning he can do so. the blue team is slowly being pushed back and losing players at once. Nice pick by the sniper onto the scout, but unfortunately gets focused down way too early, and yeah, the blue team looking in very dire straits right now.
Yeah, so that is going to be another full one. I mean, Smishy coming, just flying across the map and getting the pick down onto the medic. Rowan already going to be sneaky onto the point, but he does get spotted out. Going to get quite a bit of capture time down onto the point. He's just going to be standing on it right now. Uncontested, the two solis finally decide to pop onto the point. Ruby, of course, going to get popped, and that is going to be another point into the hands of the Justice League.
Yeah, that was really well played by the red team once again. Oh, there seems to be a pause by random. They seem to be discussing when the time. I think the blue team seems to be thinking that we are playing by the North American rules,
yeah.
but yeah, but here for those viewers out there who do not know, Asia actually adopts the more European style of playing. We play win difference of 5. So right now, based with the previous 4-0, it's actually 5-1 in favor for the red team. But we do play just like the Europeans. We do play with a 30-minute cap with no half time. So there's only probably about 2 minutes left for the map. So given the 5-1 scoreline, the 2 minutes actually seem pretty much like dead time. So yeah, this probably means that the match has been won by the Justice League. So great job to them.
Yeah, congratulations to the Justice League. I mean, good plays coming from TM, but just on the second map, I mean, Justice League, they just went crazy. They just so many better plays coming up from the Justice League. The Smishy bombs especially just destroying everyone, just flying around with his karma angle, finishing off the medic and everyone else. It's just crazy coming up from them. But you know, I mean, TM had a pretty strong performance on the first map, starting the night off with like a 3-0. But when they come to Snakewater, I don't know, they just lost it. I have no idea why.
Yeah, I mean, the mids really decided for the red team. Like you just said, Smishy has been making those really aggressive and really great bombs for his team. And I think the scouts, especially Cabbage, I mean, they have been following up on Smishy's bombs a lot, which leads you to see the upper right, all those kill streaks and everything. The red team immediately gets 1 or 2 picks in favor for the mid. So fast, So immediately the blue team is like 1 or 2 players down, and that actually seals up the game for the red team, because once they manage to use their play advantage to go across the point, they effectively have better high advantage and spam angles for them, and that seals the point for them. The mid is automatically given to them.
So mid fight is just going to be on the way right now. I'm not too sure if they're caring about the time and more about the points, because they agreed to like one more. I'm not too sure. I think this is probably just going to be the final round, but it doesn't really matter if either side takes it. The leading team is still going to be the Justice League. So I guess this is just going to be another round just for fun, because roster shuffle once again for the side of the Justice League, with Random Dude now on Soli, Rowan changing off to Scout. Yeah, that is just the slight shuffle that they did. RM going to get caught out in a very bad place. He is still somehow alive. Well, finally the rocket coming up from Random Dude going to finish him off. Scone's going to be a sniper this time around. He's going to try to peek around, but he's going to be inside the lobby. Going to flank below, so he may get a pick on anyone. No, I don't think he's going to get a pick. He does get spotted out, so they're aware that there's going to be a sniper right there. Random Dude tries to get the capture time down, but he's just not going to get it. Lots of spam being treaded right now. Smishy going to be up top, going to try to spam and clear the point. And I mean, the TM players are doing a stellar job actually of defending the final point. Smishy just going to be inside still together with the Demoman support, but he's going to get finished off by a bomb coming out from QX, who actually does trade with Smishy. So final point push, not that good for the Justice League. The medic was taken down, I think, so that's why he's spawning in far away from the team.
Yeah, I mean, that last push, it was really weird. One of the scouts, I believe it was Warren, he literally stayed and camped at the right side where the water tank of sorts, that white color tank is. Yeah, he just stayed right there hiding while his team pushed on the left, leaving his demo man and his pocket soldier alone. So I think right now they probably don't really care much about the game anymore. They're probably just like going in and trying out very weird meme kind of strats. So yeah, I yeah, nothing much to say. I mean, just probably want to just stay and watch, see what weird shenanigans the red team can pull out to hopefully clinch the round that should have been claimed.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So it's just a matter of just spamming each other down. I mean, it's just got 1 point left, so it's just boiling down to if the Justice League players want to put TM out of their misery. But, otherwise, I don't know if they're really gonna spend like the next 17 minutes waiting for the clock to tick down, because I'm pretty sure like the 30-minute time limit for the map is well over. And,
yeah, indeed. Yeah.
So it's just waiting for something to happen right now.
Yeah, so well, I mean, let's be these hopefully nice casters, you know, and cast some shenanigans for them. So right now the red team has Uber and Uber exchange right now from the blue team as well. The red team, the combo is pushing by themselves to the last point. The demo man does land onto the point. The medic takes down the sentry. Very well played there by the medic. Fantastic play. This is the first time I've seen a medic take down a sentry by him or herself. So yeah, kudos to the red medic and the the red soldiers are jumping in, spamming the point, and the red scout is in also trying to 1v the world. And yeah, the world wins that fight. So Cabbage trying to salvage his teammate, but unfortunately his teammate has already died. So he's backing out, which most normal players would do. And right now, yeah, 30% at for the blue team. And yeah, the red team is finally realizing that the game ended on 8 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, now it's just they're just messing about right now and just waiting for the red team to actually do something. They're just, I think it's more or less decided. I don't know if they're still gonna continue playing just for the heck of it, but yeah. I don't know what they're doing right now because of the config and stuff. It's just a little bit messy. Not running the AF config, so it's gonna be weird, but JL players are just gonna be dropping. It looks like the second point is gonna go back into the hands of TM. They do have that Uber charge as well. Gun guy gonna be at 8-9%, running the stock medigun. They're just going back in, and oh, the market garden! Just dropping the medic, +2, +2.
Yeah, they are currently discussing what was the exact score that they have. It's actually 5-1, but I think the blue team has mixed it up a bit. They are going by the previous round score only, so they are saying that the score is actually 4-1, which it's not the case. So they're just probably gonna sort out their discrepancies here and there. But regardless of 4-1 or 5-1, right now the common consensus is that the red team has won the map. So great job to them. And like I said, they really have the better teamwork and potential in them, you know, compared to the blue team in as of now anyway. So I'm glad to see that they put themselves together, especially their roamer Smishy as well as Cabbage. I think they will really put their team in where they are right now, you know, being so dominant for this map, and kudos to them for playing so well in this map.
Yeah. So I mean, finally, the final point is captured, but I don't think that one counts because they've already had players leaving the game. So it's going to be a 5-1 victory into the hands of the Justice League. I mean, it just felt a little bit messy. Like some of their fights, it was just, you know, toss people in and see what happens. I mean, partly to be expected from the Div 3 bracket, but partly it should not be happening as well. In terms of skilled play, it's like you should not be sacrificing your players in, you know, desperately getting kills, but instead you want sending people one by one is just not going to work out because they can just focus you down. And TM have been doing that when the JL players are just tossing people in, and that should not be the case. So it could have possibly been, you know, much faster games, but instead they just drop too many players and nothing happens. But I mean, either way, they still have relatively decent plays coming up from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, credit to the blue team as well. They had their fair share of good plays. It's just very unfortunate that the red team, they had such dominant mids that I mean, most of the maps, I think maybe you probably agree as well that in TF2 the the middle point is the mid fight, especially, is such a important fight for the round. I mean, it literally decides, who gets to push, who has the better respawn areas, who has the better spam angles, who gets to wait it out and wait for the other team to make a move instead of you making the mistake, the one that might make a mistake and screw up the push. So it really, whoever wins the mid has, in my opinion, a very big advantage for the remainder of that round of the map itself. So given how the red team managed to really dominate the mid for this map, it's quite unfortunate for the blue team, but yeah, I mean, they played well to their own regard, but the red team just outclassed them for this map.
Yeah, I mean, second map is going to go into the hands of the players of the the International Justice League of Super Acquaintances. So congratulations to them for taking the one and only map win of tonight. First map, of course, ended up in a tie. For those of you who are only just joining us, we have concluded tonight's cast. It was the Div 3 matches for the Week 3... Div 3 bracket for the Week 3 matches. TM facing off against JLOSA. So that is probably going to be it for tonight. Do you have any shoutouts, Bio?
Yeah, thanks for casting with me, Alex, for giving me this opportunity to cast. Yeah, like what you have said, this is my very first cast. So I hope the viewers out there, you guys could have put up with my monotonous voice and very, very weird casting in my opinion. But I hope that some form of entertainment has been brought to you guys for tonight's match at least. And I hope to see more of these matches being casted, and I hope to star in them, some of them myself. So yeah, that's what I would like to say for today. Yeah, and I'll be playing my match tomorrow. That hopefully I will win tomorrow.
All the best for your match tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep, so that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you all you lovely people inside Twitch chat for hanging out and keeping things up and alive. And yeah, that's probably going to be it. So I guess it's good night.